Bob, thank you for sacrifice for me.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna eat you as the most delicious chicken in the world. Damn! Pian! I'm just a Korean. Can I be more than that? I wanna get famous. Korean dancing sayo
Yeah.
never exists in our history.
But did you have fun?
No.
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 Okay.
People start calling me wrong. Like Kyutae, like TQ. yeah. Oh my god. I'm so attached to my channel that I forgot about why I started my channel. That's why I started to, ปล่อยวางนิดนึง
This is Comedy Featuring. My name is Vic, and welcome to the show. So, for our guest today, if you're constantly on YouTube, I'm sure you must have seen or shared his videos before. And maybe you're even one of his subscribers because he's got like 8 millions. And if you are one of those trendy eaters, I'm not sure if that's even a word, but yeah, you must have tasted his chicken before. So he does so many things. And today we get to talk to this guy, Kyutae Oppa. สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีครับ
You look nervous. Why?
Man, I'm nervous. It's
You
my
are?
first time I'm nervous in interview because it's my first English interview. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We are so honored.
Oh, I'm more honored. Yeah. But I'm so nice to see you. Kun
Me
Vic.
too.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
You,
coming.
you look like in the video. I mean, how you act and how you speak.
Yeah.
Like so kind. Yeah.
I only got one version. I don't know how to be someone else in front of a camera. So yeah. And you too, actually. Yeah. You look so nice and fun and funny.
โอ้ยขอบคุณครับ
ครับผม So, this is your first English interview, but you speak English in your everyday life too, right?
Nowadays no, but
Yeah.
I used my English when I was in high school. Yeah, because my school is like English program, and everybody in my class they have for foreigners.
I see.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
why I speak a lot of English.
Yeah.
But after I graduate, I don't have any foreigner friends.
Yeah.
Now,
So
yeah.
you don't have chance to
Not
use
much.
the language.
Yeah,
Okay.
just sometimes like if the guest, collaborator guest is from other country.
Yeah.
Maybe like yesterday I met Little Black.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Yeah. So you get to talk in English.
English, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
when-
so just some case. Yeah, I speak English.
Okay. So it's a very good thing that people get to hear you talk in English too, because usually your first language is Korean, of course, right?
Of course, Korean.
And the second language, a very close second that you speak so fluently,
Yeah.
is Thai.
Yeah, it's Thai.
Yeah.
Actually, Thai is my main language.
Now.
Yeah, now.
Because you live here.
Yeah, and I use it like all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Korean? No, I don't use it. Yeah. So it's got so rusty, right?
Yeah, a little rusty, even though it's your mother tongue, but you don't speak it as much, so it becomes a little rusty.
I'm sorry, guys. I love you. I will try my best. Ciao, crazy.
Okay, so first of all, I'm sure that you have explained this about yourself so many times before, but let's do it for our comedian's audience. You are not half, you're full Korean, right?
I'm full Korean.
Right.
My parents, full Korean.
But you were born and raised here in Thailand.
So my parents, I don't know if this word suitable, but they mix together in Thai.
I see.
Yeah, because
Okay.
my friends, they mix in other country, right? They mix in Korea.
Right.
And born in Thailand, but I start produce here.
Uh-huh.
I start mix here, and I
Yeah.
born here.
Yeah.
And my first air I intake
Uh-huh.
is in
It's
Thailand.
here.
Yeah, it's in Bangkok.
It's in Thailand.
Yeah,
In
so-
Bangkok too.
In Bangkok, right?
Okay. And you went to international school?
Not international, but I started in Thai school first. But still, it's a bilingual. Yeah, it's in Bangkok, and I study English, but my English improved when I was in high school because it's English program. It's only like 1 hour Thai lesson per week. So it's
okay.
all English. That's why
Yeah.
I start learning in high school because when I first get into my high school, I barely speak English to my friends. I mean, like, I was like, that's why I start introvert when I was young. Yeah.
I see. That's why. Okay. So, your friends call you Sim.
Sim.
That's your last name.
Yeah,
เป็น
that's my
ชื่อส
last
กุล
name. ชื่อสกุล
ชื่อสกุล and your first name is Kyutae
Kyutae.
Kyutae or Kyutae
Q. Kyutae.
Kyutae okay so
But normally in Thai it's like Kyutae.
Kyutae okay so it's a lot like easier for Thai to pronounce right?
I changed to Sim because people start calling me wrong, like Kyutae, like Tae Q, or I heard this. I don't know if you can censor, but go. yeah, all the time.
Okay.
And I was like, I didn't know what that word means. You know, I thought it's like buffalo, quite low, quite. Oh, and I start know that. Oh, damn, this is terrible.
Even worse than ควายนะ
yeah. That's why I change. I make my own name. So it's my last name too. Sim.
Okay
Yeah.
so just call me by my last name just call me Sim
just call me Sim.
okay do you have Thai name
No,
you don't
I don't.
you don't want one
Can you make for me like one day?
I don't know well it should be made from like the kho sound like as it but that's not
That sound weird.
it doesn't go it might not be going very well if you started there
Okay. Kotor. I remind me of some words. Kotor.
yeah because a lot of time when foreigners want to adopt their Thai name or
Yeah.
want to make up their Thai name
Yeah.
they start with their original name and then try to make something similar
Oh, that's why Kotor.
yeah so Kyutae so maybe you want something with a k sound
Yeah.
and
I can think of one word.
I know but
You know,
okay
what do you
let's
think?
not go there let's not
It's
go
a
there
good. Kotor.
yeah so I want to know right now you've been a YouTuber for so many years now and you've got like I said 8 million something subscribers
Yes.
so I want to know who was Sim Kyutae before he became a YouTuber
Oh, this is my first time talking about myself in English.
Yeah?
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Let's try it.
Yeah.
Let's
okay.
do it.
Okay. So since what I mentioned on high school, I barely speak English. That's why when I get to high school, I was introvert person. Yeah. I was scared of talking to people and because my high school is in Pattaya and it's very different in Bangkok and Pattaya and from Thai school to English program school. That's why I was shocked on the first day like, oh my God, this school is so free. Everybody is flying like a monkey, you know, like, wow. And I was so shocked back then, like, because they're so free and the teacher is so free. Everything is so free. That's why I scared.
yeah
That's why
it's not a fun feeling that oh everybody's so free so this is fun
not fun.
Not
Because
fun for you.
The school before, even I walk from one place to one place, have to be online. Everybody have to be online.
wow
Even past the adult, I have to get down all the time. Yeah, it's because
ระ
it's
เบียบ
Chinese
จัด
school.
มาก อย่างนั้น
Yeah,
ใช่ไหม
it's like a Chinese school
okay
and more like Chinese culture. Yeah, and that's why I was scared that time. And this time I feel like I raised as introvert. Yeah, like that until secondary 5. I stay introvert. Yeah.
Because you have to stay like within all the like you have to do as you said or as you told to do otherwise you'll get disciplined or you get punished
Yeah. Something like that. And I'm the one in my classroom that never have a girlfriend.
oh
S1 to
okay
S6.
because you were so too shy
I'm too shy and
Okay.
I'm not a confident person. I'm very like, unconfident. Looking at mirror and like,
yeah
like very unconfident.
yeah well it's really hard to picture you that way because
It's
you
very
right
hard.
now is the opposite of what you just told us
Yeah.
right how did that all change
Many people ask me like,
yeah
how you become extrovert? But as you're introvert. You know, it's different person, extrovert and introvert. And one day I feel like I'm very suffer about staying in introvert because when I ride a bus from Pattaya to Bangkok and I'm looking at the road from a highway, so many houses, so many people, and I feel like, who am I? Nobody knows me. I'm just a Korean who's staying in Pattaya, studying high school. But can I be more than that? Can I be like, I want to get famous. Yeah.
Wow.
I want to be a like greatest singer, you know, like Ed Sheeran, you know, like.
Yeah.
But when I start singing, I realized that my friend next to me sing much better than me, and I start thinking that age like, you know, he's better than me. Think about other classroom. Of course, there will be someone better than me. How about outside the school? There will be more people who can sing better than me.
Sure.
That's why I started thinking like, it's impossible, man. It's impossible. What should I do? What you do every day? And I realized that I like to watch YouTube. Yeah. And I start watching like Thai YouTuber, and I feel like maybe I can be a YouTuber because everyone can register for free and doesn't pay any money to make your own YouTube channel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cost zero.
You don't need a lot of money to put out a YouTube video at all.
Yeah, and you don't have to like get a marketing sign and spend like 10,000, 20,000. But YouTube is free. Wherever you are or whoever you are, you can just open your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
That's why I started my YouTube channel by my first video named เกาหลีเต้นสายย่อ
เต้นสายย่อ
I don't know what สายย่อ in English, but it's like it's like Songkran dance. Yeah.
So you started from there.
Yeah.
Just dance on the YouTube video.
Yeah, but I think a lot because this is not me dancing in public, you know. I never do this, you know, dancing in public. But
did you have fun?
No.
Okay. So even though you decided to be someone different or to be on your way to fame, you still feel uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because as I mentioned, introvert to extrovert, it's very uncomfortable because everything is different. Like how you speak, how you act, how you're seeing people. Even I sit with you, right? I don't looking at your eyes back then. I look at their feet all the time because when I try to look someone's face, my eyes cannot focus. It's just moving everywhere.
I see.
Look.
Because it's not our nature. Because I'm a big introvert too.
Yes.
So it's not our nature to confront people, to tell them what we want, how we feel. Just express yourself so freely. We're not like that. We're not wired like that, right? But you decided that you have to change. So you kind of train yourself to be more and more the different version from your old self.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I watched one channel. His name is Pikan. Now he's doing a bear hug channel. But before he do like the Nerd Creator channel.
Right.
It's a channel about giving
the
knowledge
creator.
about content creator. Yeah.
I love that channel and I know Bear Hug too. I'm a big fan of Bear Hug.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And today I still like talk about him all the time because he inspired me a lot back then because he have one video like saying that, to make a YouTube content, you have to do different from other people. You have to make a new market because he compared between the business and a YouTube. And he said that YouTube is a business because YouTube have many market. Like if I give an example, if we search, mosquito hit on YouTube, there's a video of mosquito hit.
Yeah.
If I make like how to make pizza, there's a video of how to make pizza.
Right.
But he told me that make something that don't have this keyword. What is it? And I think of that เกาหลีเต้นสายย่อ Korean dancing สายย่อ never exists in our history.
Yeah, true.
That's why I
must be like the first time ever in the world.
First time ever. That's why I choose this content.
Okay, so you were thinking strategically. Even though it's not yourself, but you were thinking like, okay, how did I get an audience? How did I get engagement?
Yeah. I was studying marketing back then because even when he talk about market in Thai is ตลาด right?
Yeah.
And I was like, why you keep talking about ตลาด you know? I don't know what ตลาด But I understand. Because it's very new to me, everything. Like, I didn't even know that marketing exists in our business, you know? And I was like, marketing, someone who promotes. Okay. Yeah, that's why I started from strategy.
So you kind of learn from Nerd Creator channel from Gan.
Kickstart.
Yeah, Kickstart. And then you kind of try to adapt the knowledge and then put out your own content just to taste it and
just
see
taste it.
how it worked, right?
Yes.
So what did you discover about yourself? Like what worked and what didn't work at the time?
Okay. Second thing he told me is make many different content to know what do you like.
I see.
What's your favorite? You know, that's why I started doing like สายย่อ and second thing is parody.
Yeah, parody.
Yeah.
And pranks.
Yeah.
And
gaming.
Of course, gaming,
vlog.
singing.
Yeah,
vlog.
singing. Yeah, everything.
So that's why you do so many things just to know. What you like best.
Yeah, because if we do so many things in our channel, it's very hard to grow because there's no uniqueness.
I see.
It's going everywhere. But when I start doing this concept, I start understand that I like vlog. I hate cooking. I don't like gaming too.
No cooking video.
No cooking video. I hate cooking. My mom don't like it because I mess my kitchen all the time.
มันแบบตัดช้อยเนาะบางทีบอกว่า maybe sometimes we don't know what we like but there's a way to find out what we don't like so we just cut out the choices.
Yeah, cut out.
That's a good strategy again. Yeah.
I think it's not bad for someone who start doing YouTube.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because at the end, you cannot just like you said, you cannot do like everything at the same time. It might be too all over the place.
Yeah.
You have to focus. You have to choose what you want to do best.
Yes.
And the most, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Even the views good in the video, but you have to consider a lot that you like it or not. Because if you don't like, maybe it's lasts long like 1 year, you're gonna get crazy with the content. So in some point you have to like remind that you have to like that content first. It's the main key.
So you yourself have
Yeah.
to be happy with what you're doing first.
Because
so you can keep doing it, right?
Yes. Because sometimes everybody think of their idea by watching other channel, right? Like, I like this channel. It's very funny. I wanna do like them.
Yeah.
And when he start do, damn, it's not enjoying. It's very, it's not fun. It's not I thought, you know. Many cases like this.
Yeah. So at the end, what did you discover about what to do next?
What to do next?
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing, you know, doing YouTube. Because all the content on my YouTube channel, there is one หมดอายุ
Okay. So there's a
expired
shelf
date.
life.
Yeah, there's a shelf life. Yeah, because it's very normal because it's online. Everything just get trendy, just gone. New trends come. You have to think before you shift the content. But you have to think many times because it's like you're playing a chess. It's like you have to move to another place.
Right.
But sometimes you just get very scared, like if this place is right or not. That's why you have to be confident a lot about this content.
I see.
And if I started to get confident, I start the new content. But sometimes it doesn't work. The view doesn't go up. You have to just change the content.
I see.
Push it. That's how YouTuber, live for a long time in YouTube channel. It's just playing chess all the time.
Right. You have to like keep changing and
keep changing. And those and don't stay in same place. Like you do content กินใช่ไหม but you cannot do like 5 or 10 years just eating. Maybe can, but because eating is trendy. But if I do like same vlog, university vlog, and in Thailand we have like 100 university. If I tour all of it, maybe I don't have a content now. Yeah, that's why I think all the time like, what's my next content? Yeah.
And is it fun for you to always think like that? Like, what to do next? I cannot just stay the same. Maybe we have to try out something new.
Oh,
Do you like that?
I used to live like that, like thinking about contents all the time. Like even if I'm not doing the work, but looking at everything, I look at the content. Even I see that radio, right? Back then, I was like, what should I make content about that radio?
Everything is a content.
Yeah, that's why I stop doing this.
Okay.
Yeah. I make a daily routine. Like this time I will think content, but other than that, I'll just live my life. Yeah.
Right. And I think for someone it might be hard to like draw the line between
very
work
hard.
and personal life,
It's
right?
very hard because YouTube is going well and it's make money for me, and I feel very like,
Yeah.
you did.
Yeah. You did.
What's you did in English? I want to learn this
you
word.
start to get attached to
Attached, yeah. I
to-
started to get attached so much, and it's very stressful if you get attached to YouTube too much because what happened if I get attached is like I looking at the numbers, like money or views.
Yeah.
Views go down, I feel
Yeah.
bad.
You get crazy.
Yeah, views go up, I feel good, and I live like this. I live like it's like my stock. YouTube is like my stock.
Ooh, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it just
That's
feel like a
true.
stock,
Yeah.
I feel like a Bitcoin, because I play Bitcoin and I feel that way.
Yeah.
That's why I stop thinking because before that, when I start my YouTube channel, I have one goal, like to get famous and make people happy, get entertained. That was my goal. But when I get famous, it's changed. It's kind of changed.
Right.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
see money, I see subscribers.
Yeah.
Damn, it's crazy.
I know. But can you teach people how to even start drawing the line between life and work? Because it's not easy to do for a lot of people, for most people, I would say. Yeah. How do you teach yourself how to stop thinking about work all the time?
Well, this is very, very hard because I used to think about work all day, but I started to ask myself, like, what are you doing, like nowadays? Just look back to your life. 1 year, 2 year past, looking at the numbers all the time. And I started thinking about my suffer in my past, and it's all about my YouTube, about views. Yeah. But actually, I've been through that. Normally, like nothing happened, but I suffer a lot. And I started to ask myself, like, oh, maybe you suffer because your attention, your goal is changed because your goal become number and stuff. And I have learned that this kind of motivation cannot stay long.
You're obsessed too much
Yeah.
with the numbers.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
YouTube, if someone asks me like, doing YouTube makes a lot of money, what would you say? I would say no, because it's very different every year. This year YouTuber maybe like 75% reduce in revenue. Yeah, because TikTok come. But in COVID, in the first COVID, YouTuber was like 200% revenue because everybody stay home. Yeah, so it's very different. That's why sometimes we think money and number as a motivation.
Right.
It's very hard to sustain this because
Yeah.
go up and go down, go up and go down. That's why I started to see this type of thing.
I see.
Yeah, and I started to see that, oh my God, I'm so attached to my channel that I forgot about why I started my channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I started to, ปล่อยวางนิดนึง
So you have to like see the problem and realize that, oh, this is a problem.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
accept it that, oh, it's my problem.
It's my problem.
And I
yes,
have to
yeah.
do something about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because normally all the problem is from myself.
Yeah.
Because I asked myself like, Sim, if you didn't start doing YouTube channel, if you just stay home doing nothing, nothing will happen.
Yeah.
But something happened because I doing something, and I just admit that this happened because what I did something in the past.
Yeah. But well, you have to understand and see the change and the something that you cannot just rely on that this will be this way like forever but you have to like change with the situations we don't know what the next COVID is gonna come and maybe at the time YouTube will go like revenue 500%. We never know. And the next day or the next year, things will change again.
Yes.
Yeah. So you have to be very good at like go with the changes.
Go with the changes too, and someone told me about the Buddhist, the word of Buddhist, and I started to listen.
Yeah.
And he teach that the pain from the present, from the future, or from the past. Yeah, and I totally like agree with it. You know, because if today I'm very in a negative mood, maybe from the past, but nothing from the present, right? Because I'm talking with Kun Big, talking together.
Yeah.
But if something pressure me from the past or future, it won't be like this. I won't be focused talking with you like this.
Yeah.
And I totally agree with this. That's why I started to like listen a lot and try to stay in present as much as I can.
Yeah.
And I don't feel any stress at all.
Yeah.
Like nowadays.
That is so cool because the first time I learned that you're into Buddhism, I was like, what, really? And then I tried to like listen more to your content and the way you talk about like Buddhism or what you have learned. It's like totally makes sense.
Yeah, I
and
think,
it helped the people like us a lot, like people who do content and like live with numbers all the time and like you stay in the present and it will help you.
But it's not easy. Sometimes negativity just pop our minds, you know?
Right.
And we just think about negativity all the time.
Yeah.
But I practice like to รู้ทัน to know that this happened in ourselves.
Be aware.
Yeah, be aware.
Right.
Be aware
be
all the
aware.
time. And makes me like more happy.
Yeah.
A lot. Like a lot happy.
It's a good thing.
It's a good
I think
thing,
it is very important too for people these days to be more resilient. It means like you can bounce back from the bad thing that happens in your life. And of course there's so many bad things happen to your life too. Like that as we have seen on the news or like every time you suffer from something that life threw at you. How did you come back each time?
Once, I was in a very depressed state. Depressed state because so many things happened in my life, like in a very short term. Like this happened, and I feel like I don't see my future because I stress about this problem. That's why I decided to. I'm gonna leave everything and go to somewhere that no internet, no phone, just no electricity, nothing.
Just
But
escape.
But I cannot say where. But it's like a illegal place. I've been to illegal place.
Okay.
And I stay like 1 week, about 6 or 7 days, just doing nothing. You know, just meditating. And I started meditate. First day, second day, third day, and it feels so suffer. You know, I miss my home. I miss my dad. I miss my bed and I miss my air conditioner. But on the day 4, I started to like understand about staying in present. I started to understand that you feel pain in 3 days because it's all from the past or from the future. But now you're sitting here doing nothing. And I started to see this. That's why after I come back, like everything changed. Like even I see someone, it's changed. Like even looking at someone is changed. I don't feel any like anxiety or because before I was ระแวงตลอด because looking at someone like เขา judge เรายังไงปะวะอะไรอย่างเงี้ย all the time. But that kind of thing just gone in my life. And I feel so happy nowadays.
You have done some contents that include your family members too.
Yes.
And we can see that you've got great relationship with your family. So You guys are always close.
Yeah, we're kind of close because our family is 5 members. I have 2 more sisters, but my one little sister, she's disabled. She's a disabled child, and that's why my family become more bond. Yeah, become more close together. Every time we meet, we talk about plan for our disabled sister. Like what should we do to her in the future? That's why we stay strong together. But if I don't have a disabled sister, maybe our family is not this close. My sister just fly away to Korean university. I just stay in Bangkok. My parents stay in Pattaya. Won't be this close. But thanks for the disabled sister.
So in a way, she kind of brought everybody in the family together.
Yeah. And even me and my sister leave my parents, right? From Pattaya. But they still happy because they have this sister. Spending time together all the time.
Yeah. So what do you and your family talk about? Like you and your parents or you and your sisters?
Oh, actually, this is my first time talking about this too.
Yeah.
Actually, my parents did a project, like a school for disabled people. Yeah, because my parents are pastor, and we have a church.
Yeah.
But next to our church, we build it's like a school for deaf person, cannot see, and many kind of people. Yeah.
I see.
And maybe they have a plan that gonna make it bigger, and my sister can stay here with a piece.
I see.
Yeah.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, so many progress now, but this is my first time telling to
Wow.
everyone. Yeah.
That is so cool.
That is very cool.
Yeah. So I want to talk to you about you have done many videos that featured some of the interesting guests.
Yes.
Yeah, so I wanted to know who's some of the most memorable guests on your show that you still remember, like so.
Okay. Honestly,
Yeah.
Relu Black. She started her career by a porn star, and she become like maybe number 2 global. Yeah, she's a top porn star, and when I met her, I learned so many things and I learned that even when I go see her before, maybe I have some kind of a judgment. Yeah, but when I see her, I feel sorry about that judgment because she's very different from in real life. I've learned that man, she's like such a kind woman.
Yeah.
Such a kind and such a ใจกว้าง and I feel very happy, and of course speaking English with her. I like it. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So that's something that we as a content creator, I think you have experienced this so many times that you know some people from their work, and we think of them like one way, and then we go see them, and it turned out they have more than that. They're more than that, right?
Yeah.
It's not just what we perceive from afar.
I learned that sometimes we just judge other people by just watching someone video, or the content and stuff.
Right.
But I learned that actually it's just their work sometimes for some people.
Yeah. So I want to go back to your YouTube career a little bit. So when was the first time that you felt like, oh, this is my big break, and I'm super famous now? When was that?
Super famous, right?
Yeah.
Maybe on COVID. Yeah. There is a video me singing.
Yeah.
หวานเกตื่น that got 20 million views.
Yeah.
And
that's your top view video, by
that's
the way.
my top video. And I didn't expect that because that video happened because I was so bored at home. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And I just sitting, and I saw like, I have a music recording equipment that I never used. That's why I started singing.
But you sang in Korean too.
Korean, right?
The Korean version of หวานเกยตื้น
Yeah.
How long did it take you to
1 hour.
rewrite? Wow.
Yeah.
1 hour. And the video
1
is
hour.
like less than 10 minutes. And it got you 20 million views.
Yes, the video is like, oh my God, I didn't expect the view because it's just for fun, that video. But
Yeah.
wow, I was shocked that time.
And what happened after that?
what happened after that is after I upload, the day after, it got like 1 or 2 million views, and I was like, is it broken? I don't know. And after that, there's like 4 or 5 million, and it's like, wow, Thailand have so many people. Where's this view coming from?
Yeah.
Whoa, just scary, you know? Like so many people watching. Am I gonna like something happened in my life? I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
am I gonna be like rock star or something? Right? And and after that, I started to upload some singing content. Yeah, often. Yeah.
And after that, you got like so many videos that hit over like millions.
Over 5 or 4.
Right.
Yeah, there was in COVID. Yeah.
So what one thing COVID brought out from everybody is like their artistic side, I guess, because a lot of people started like singing or dancing or doing something artistic in front of a camera during COVID, right?
Yeah. I think people get more artistic because they spend time alone.
Right.
Like more time. Yeah.
And they kind of want to make connection with other human beings too. Like post this video so we can see the comments and see the likes, see the shares.
I bet that if there's no COVID, TikTok wouldn't come this far.
I think so too.
Yeah, because people want to connect that time, and TikTok is like the best, platform for people to connect easily.
Yeah. So COVID is like the catalyst to the TikTok. I guess.
To the social media platform.
Right. Okay. Besides you singing, performing, doing funny contents on YouTube, you also have your own business.
Yes.
And today we got to taste your amazing business, which is the fried chicken.
Yes.
And the name being the Space Zoo.
Yes, Space
Chicken.
Zoo chicken.
So my obvious question is why zoo and why space and why chicken? So the why chicken part I can get because like, the Korean fried chicken is very relatable to you.
Yeah.
But why zoo and why space? What's up with that?
Before I opened this restaurant, Space Zoo,
Yeah.
I kind of worried a little bit. Like, what the hell? The fried chicken named Space Zoo.
Yeah.
And why is purple? And why the team look like a cafe, Korean cafe.
Yeah.
But, I have shareholders doing the Space Zoo business. His name is Bia Bayok. He's a content creator too.
Yeah.
And he said that, man, look at yourself. You're weird,
That's a big compliment.
Yeah, and I was like, oh damn, yes, I'm weird. Yeah.
Let's do weird.
Let's do weird. And he's like, Django Jang. And I was like, I was worried because maybe he's serious about the business. But he's like, oh, Django Jang, by And I was like, oh, okay, I understand you now. Let's do it. And it's become viral because it's very unique. Because even our Space Zoo, we sell black chicken, chocolate, bacon, onion mixed together.
Right.
Yeah, and maybe it's first in Thailand.
Yeah. So black hole chicken. Obviously,
Black hole
you
chicken.
go for space theme,
Yeah, space
right?
theme. Yeah.
But why? Why space?
Oh, space, right?
Did you like
Okay,
space?
No, this is a very weird thing that happened because Space Zoo, it just came from nowhere. Because I was shooting a video content, right, with Mr. Beer. And it's like a sitcom. Because I decided to do a sitcom because his character in real life and my character in YouTube, it's very hard to match because he's adult now. That's why he make his own character and I make a new character meet together. And he asked me like, Sim, what business you wanna do when you success? And that time, Elon Musk is trending that time, and it just nowhere just popped into my head.
Space.
Yeah, SpaceX, something like that. And I was like, space. Oh. What can I make business in space? Oh, I'm gonna shoot chicken, buffalo, and all the animal to the space and make a space zoo station. Yeah, it's มาจากความ ฟุ้งซ่าน
ฟุ้งซ่านจริงๆ
ฟุ้งซ่านจริง
ฟุ้งซ่านจริง it makes no sense
Makes no sense at all and
yeah
I started to make a gimmick about the name Space Zoo because if someone if you're Mr. Biabayok start talking to me
yeah
I say this word all the time Space Zoo Space Zoo Space Zoo and people is like it's very catchy the word that's why we
because
decided
it's weird
it's very
it's weird space soup and fried chicken what
everything is weird
yeah and purple is not even your favorite color because we talked before
Yeah,
and I asked
purple
him
is not my
this.
favorite color,
Yeah,
yeah.
because there's purple almost everywhere.
Yeah.
If you really notice, like on your channel, on like your lighting on most
Lighting
of your
back-
videos.
yeah, it's lighting,
and now it's like the color identity of your business.
Yes,
So
yes.
I assume, of course, naturally, I would like, I guess purple is your
Purple.
favorite color, right?
Yeah.
And you said,
No.
No.
Purple is not actually my favorite color is black
right.
yeah my house black my car black everything is black
But you just pick purple because it's weird.
Purple because since back time I watched many channel but that time I didn't watch other channel as a friend I watch as a enemy like competitors like
okay.
what competitors color what they have I see many colors but
สำรวจตลาดก่อน
ดูตลาด สำรวจตลาด
Right.
market research
market research
and I saw that man there's no purple I don't see any purple I'm gonna use purple
so you want to stand out
I want to stand out
I see
Yeah.
okay and then you kind of keep using purple and also for your chicken too
Yeah,
because
and-
it's kind of also weird combination like purple color
Yeah.
and fried chicken it
it's don't
mix.
not mix at all
Yeah.
but I started to like purple because people because it's purple reminds me of space and people comment that space reminds of Kyutae Oppa because you look ลอย look เมาอะไรอย่างเนี้ยsome people say like I เมากาวอย่างเนี้ย yeah many people thought that I เมา and I was like high school kid how can I เมากาว
right oh okay I kind of see some relations now
Yeah, that's people thought that I'm very like ลอยไปในอวกาศ
Very high,
and find some odd weird inspiration but actually I'm not but I'm just but that's why people likes purple in my channel
but you kind of okay I'll go with that I'll use that
I'll use that
I'll use that
because I kind of like space too
cool
space
Alright.
is the biggest business in all mankind I think that's why
okay so first space chicken
space chicken
ของ Kyutae Oppa เจ้าแรกนะครับ
เจ้าแรก
okay so black chicken
Yes.
that you did like black whole chicken
Black
so
whole chicken.
you got some gimmick and some pun in the name and of course you have sunfire chicken
sunfire chicken
ไก่เผ็ดเกาหลี
ไอเผ็ดเกาหลีกุชิจัง
yeah so what was the idea behind this
idea is actually the sunfire chicken we all tried before it's just a red Korean chicken but we trying to make the taste that more suit for Thai people because when Thai people go to Korea and try the red chicken they say like it's too sweet I want more spicy Thai
of
people like
course.
spicy
Right.
that's why we make more spicy garlic chicken we make more garlic Thai people likes extreme taste
and you call it galaxy
Galaxy,
Galaxy, I really
make
like
my
it.
name. I make the name,
the best pun ever
Yeah.
galaxy ก็ไก่กระเทียม
Yeah, it takes like 5 minutes to make all the name,
oh my god
it's this shop is like we open like เจ๊งก็ไม่เป็นไร but ต้องลองแล้วเราจะทำให้ดีที่สุดใช่ and
that's a good philosophy
yeah because maybe it's my shareholder too because he's not a type of person that open one business and just take care of one business but he nen amount
right
of the business
he has many businesses
that's why it's chill that's why I feel like I can be more confident about this business
so not the unhealthy kind of pressure
not
on
all
your
the time,
shoulder
but sometimes it's like no pressure at all, you know. And I was like,
Is this good for business?
yeah, it's your money, bro.
Yeah. So don't do this at home. Don't copy his philosophy and apply it to your business.
Yeah. Because it's very risky
I know,
to do like
yeah.
purple themed chicken, Korean chicken.
Yeah.
Space Zoo is
Right.
Space Zoo is more like European style, you know. Space Zoo.
And the thing is, it worked. It worked out because he
Yeah,
got
it
people
worked out.
lined up in
Yeah.
front of his store, like for like เป็นกิโล
Oh, not kilo.
since day one, I think. Yeah. And so
yeah.
it was super successful.
Yeah. I mean, thanks for all the TikTok creators and my friends, you know.
Uh-huh.
You know, actually, I think about my marketing a lot with Mr. Beer. Like, what should I marketing about this shop? So I think of that. It's a Korean chicken in a purple team shop named Space Zoo. What's the marketing? I don't know. and after we open,
Yeah.
people just start making content. I was doing nothing back then.
Yeah.
What I do is just come to the shop
Yeah.
and seeing customers. That's all what I do.
Yeah.
Just you know.
Because I think your part was over since you started to become weird.
Yeah.
On your shop, and then people will seek out these things, you know. Like people want a special, unique,
Yes.
one of a kind thing to make content
Yes.
about. Anyway, so yeah, you just make this, and people come to you.
Yeah,
Right?
and I learned that people come to Siam, right? They don't really care about the taste, but they care about the something that
The experience.
experience.
The
Right? They
experience,
buy the
yeah.
experience,
Right.
and I feel that you know, the best selling chicken in our shop is black horse chicken because many people like got curious watching in TikTok, like
Yeah.
when they heard about chocolate.
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell? Black and chocolate in the chicken? Man, I should try that. That's why they come to try.
Yeah. Yeah.
And after they try, like, oh yeah, it's kind of okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I'm gonna puke and stuff, but it's okay.
It's not just okay, it's good.
It's good.
I've tried.
Thank
I've
you,
tried
Kunbit.
it. So I was gonna say that even though we say people coming to Siam,
Yeah.
maybe they don't care so much about the taste, but the
Yeah.
experience.
The
But
experience.
actually, this stuff is great. It's delicious. So maybe we can do some testing on the show. This is
Oh my
something that we
God.
have never done on the show before.
Me too.
Either. So yeah, maybe we can do the dirty ASMR.
Oh my god! It's my first time in English. Doing ASMR.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe we can do this. Okay. I'll have the black whole chicken.
Oh shit!
All right.
Oh my god!
So the smell has been distracting me for a very long time, everybody, because it smells great and it's a good distraction. So now we get to eat it. So let's talk a little bit about your dirty ASMR. Why do you have to make it like
Embarrassing.
dirty?
Okay.
Is it because you have to be weird again, like original and unique?
Being honest, I saw some Korean do this type of thing.
I see.
Eating dirty.
Ah,
And when I watch it, I don't feel like he's eating the food. But I'm sorry, guys, but I feel like he's having sex with food. Yeah. And I was like,
like
whoa.
super sloppy and
It's very artistic. When I
Yeah.
watch it, it's like, wow, he's another level of eating.
the real food porn.
It's like a food porn,
Food
yeah.
porn, yeah, literally like
Literally,
food porn.
it's a food porn. And I was
Yeah.
like, damn, pian. but
to
still, he's very funny when I'm watching it.
Yeah,
And I think I can do that.
I see.
Yeah, and I
I think
started-
you did that really well.
Yeah, and
Really
it's
well.
very hard for me in first video, like to change my thoughts to like having something with the chicken, you know?
Yeah.
It's a chicken, you know? But I start making many video of ASMR.
Right.
Start practicing.
Yeah.
It's all about acting. It's like, you're my woman, you're my girl, and I'm gonna eat you as delicious as I can. It's like อยู่กับปัจจุบันกับไก่
อยู่ปะอู้แอพพลายบุดิซึมกับ ASMR เขาด้วยกันนะครับ ไม่ใช่เหรอ Okay. So can you teach me what is the essence of dirty ASMR? What
Dirty
kind of
ASMR.
mindset do we have to pull it off?
Okay, so Okay, I would say activity. Okay, activity with a chicken. If we think about activity,
Okay.
maybe some smelling. Maybe some kind of licking, but I won't lick.
Okay.
Yeah, but in my channel I lick. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Just go
Whatever.
check out the videos on this channel.
It's dope,
so,
right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
just take it in, right?
Yeah.
Just smell
And
it.
also we communicate with the food.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. What
Maybe-
kind of communication? are we
Maybe
talking
this
about?
I make the name first. Yeah.
Oh,
This is Bob.
Bob.
Okay, how about you?
Okay.
What's the name?
Betty.
Belly.
Yeah.
Okay. Bob. Thank you for sacrifice for me.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna eat you as the most delicious chicken in the world. You feel my kiss and something like this. Yeah, this is like, oh my, so embarrassing. What am I doing here? Yeah. Oh, sorry, mommy and daddy. Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like,
Okay. All right.
oh. And the point is, I have to eat a lot. Baby.
Okay.
Oh, oh.
Wow. You're a true master. I don't think I can copy that.
You know what?
So
I'm sorry,
Betty,
guys.
good luck. But I just have to eat you normally.
Oh.
Yeah, because I cannot follow the master.
Oh, it's okay. You can just eat. Yeah. Yes. Yes. You feel that berry? You feel that berry?
Wow.
Yes. The berry is melting in your mouth. You feel that sauce? You feel that juice of the berry? Yes, you feel it, Mr. Big. Yes.
You know what? I'm gonna have to go home and write in my diary because today is very special. It's the first time.
You know, I watched all the video of your interview. I'm sorry to all the viewers.
But you know what? He did a great job. Yeah.
This is what I do for living. Yeah. This is my job.
Yeah, and not everybody, not just anybody can do this. Yeah, it would take a lot of practice.
Yeah.
It would take a lot of, your
Pushing it down. Yeah.
character.
Character. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I recommend everyone not to do at home because you.
Not in front of your parents,
Of
maybe?
course, no.
Yeah.
Because some
Not
kids.
at family dinner.
Yeah. Because some parents like shoot a video and tag me. Like, look at my son eating after watching Kyutae Oppa. And man, I feel terrified, and this was very funny. Like little kids like, oh yeah, baby. I feel sorry, parents.
Yeah. But I think it sounds great doing it in English. So this is your first time dirty ASMRing in front of camera in English.
Actually, yesterday I filmed Dirty ASMR
Yeah.
with Real Black in English. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And what I feel is it's more comfortable in English.
I know.
Maybe I watch English porn more than. but I'm sorry, guys. But I'm being honest. Like it's very comfortable for me in English.
I think this is true because a lot of things that we talk with our friends or anybody at all.
Yeah.
When we talk in Thai, it's awkward.
It's awkward.
It could sound rude or inappropriate.
Yeah.
But when we switch the language,
Yeah.
it's not so bad.
It's very funny when I switch it because in
True.
Thai it's like we cannot think of a word because there's no example. But English so many examples.
Yeah.
We can watch and adapt. Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to your next video of dirty ASMR
Yeah.
in English. I think you have to do more.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I don't know if foreigners will like it, but if they like, I will do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a food porner.
Good.
Food porn star.
Good food porn star. That's
Yes,
good.
Food porn star.
Yeah.
Why I like this word? Food porn
New
star.
direction. Okay. New direction of the channel. But have you done it in Korean though?
Korean?
Yeah.
No, Korean.
Would it sound sexier or not so much? You think?
I think Korean will be too inappropriate. because it will just sound like porn.
Straight up porn.
Yeah, because in Korean it's like not much that kind of word. Yeah, it's like 5 or 6 words. And if I say like 2 or 3, it just sound porn. Yeah. I'll go with English.
Okay. Wow, that's so much fun. So to me, this is one of the very rare experience that I get to experience, and I'm so glad this happened, and it's all because of you being with us today. So any last word that you want to talk to, that you want to tell our audience, or you can tell them about what you want to do next.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Before that, I want to thanks to Mr. Big.
Okay. Because, you're welcome.
I kind of nervous before I come here.
Yeah.
That's why I meditate. When I reach here, I was.
He did meditate. Yeah, I saw him like sit and with his eyes closed.
Yeah. Because I feel nervous coming into my mind all the time. But when I met you, like you're the same in the video. Like even though whoever comes, you're like same to everyone, and I feel very comfortable. And I feel like I did a good interview today with you.
Oh, you did a great interview.
I feel so grateful today.
Yeah,
Thank you,
same
Mr.
here.
B.
Yeah.
And it's my first time get to the standard.
And I'm sure it's not going to be the last time either. So.
Oh really?
Yeah, I'll invite you back if you like have more and new products coming out.
Yeah. I'm gonna practice
or you
English
record
too.
a new song, maybe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you want to promote, just come talk to us.
Oh, ขอบคุณ
Yeah,
มาก
so right now, what are you doing? What is in the pipeline for you?
So nowadays, I do my YouTube and Space Zoo, right? But my next plan is, as I mentioned that I want to be singer, right? I want to be a great singer, but still, I didn't give up by this dream. Yeah, it's still in my mind, and it's no pressure, but I want to practice all the time for someday if I can have a chance. Yeah.
So you practice on your own, or you go to like singing lessons? Or
On my own.
Oh,
Yeah, on my own.
okay.
And nowadays I started to find my style, my vocal style, because in my channel I sing so many different type of music,
Right.
but still finding.
Yeah. ตรวจตลาดอีกแล้ว
ตรวจตลาด
แล้วมองหาว่า
yeah.
สีอะไรที่ยังไม่มี so yeah I think you'll nail it.
Yeah.
And we look forward to hearing your songs.
Who knows? Maybe I change my hair to rainbow and stuff. Unique, new market, guys. Follow me.
Weird sales, guys.
Weird sales.
If there's one thing that we can learn from Kyutae Oppa today, weird sales.
Yeah. If you don't have idea, think weird. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Mr.
สวัสดีครับ
B.
สวัสดีครับเซม
คว้าโอกาสล่าอนาคตล้วงอินไซต์ The Standard Economic Forum 2023 Future Ready Thailand เศรษฐกิจไทยไล่ล่าอนาคต รวมผู้นำระดับโลกและไทยกว่า 40 คนไว้ในงานเดียว พบกับเศรษฐาทวีสิน บรรทุลล่ำซำเศรษฐพุทธสุทธิวาฒนฤพุทธสุรเกียรติเสถียรไทย สุประชัยเจียระวนนท์สุภวุฒิสายเชื้อกอบศักดิ์ภูตระกูล พยงศรีวณิชคัตยาอินทรวิชัย สมโพธอาหุไนยธนาธรจึงรุ่งเรืองกิจ ฟาบริซิโอ ซาโคเน่ พบกันวันที่ 23-25 พฤศจิกายน 2566 จัด 3 วันเต็ม ณ ศูนย์การประชุมแห่งชาติสิริกิติ์ ซื้อบัตร Early Bird ราคา 2,500 บาท ได้แล้ววันนี้ถึง 31 ตุลาคมเท่านั้น